What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the show, I am your hostess, Rashid. This other man on the other side of the panel there is Betty there, Betty Bidel there. All right, all
What
right.
up, guys? What up, guys?
all
Nice to see you as always.
right,
What's
so
going on, baby?
today is our first intervention over here, man. Our first ever sports intervention. We're gonna get Barrick over here to turn into a Brooklyn Nets fan. First topic today is the two that got away: Kevin Durant, Kyrie. We're gonna look at Kevin Durant's first game, and then we're gonna look at what the hell happened to the Knicks and why don't free agents want to go there, man. So this is our first sports intervention ever. We're gonna get this man to jump ship.
I don't know why you called that, but go
At
ahead.
the end of this segment right here, he will jump ship. He's gonna jump ship, man. All right,
I
Barry,
go down with it, homie. Go ahead.
take us off, man. Take us off.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, this first and foremost, man, this wasn't a topic I was endearing to do, but we're going to do it because at the end of the day, there's going to always be, questions. Even though most major outlets aren't covering this, we'll cover it. That's what we do. But, we still have this.
So it makes us
Yeah, we still have this lingering back behind the door concept of why the Knicks are unable to acquire free agents. And obviously, as Rasheed mentioned earlier, about the two main free agents, or the last two major free agents that somewhat thought about coming here but never took an interview, that's Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They wound up going to Brooklyn. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a big Knicks fan. Rasheed and I've had this conversation off record many times about, should I put myself out there and tell people who I root for? I don't really care. It is what it is. I'm a New Yorker at best, so is Rasheed, but this is who I root for. Now, there is dysfunction with the Knicks. There has been major dysfunction with the Knicks.
I like how you
Starting
use
as
that
far
word
back,
dysfunction, not dysfunction. Dysfunction.
yeah, dysfunction.
Overemphasize the die.
Right, dysfunction. Right, right, exactly. But the bottom line is, it started in '03, and then it just continued to fester. You have no stability. Number one. And let me dab into why I say no stability. Because you changed 10 coaches in the last 10 years.
You gotta make it
You
work.
had an array of GMs that walked in and walked out. Isaiah Thomas to be one, although I didn't think he was the best hire in the world, and he had issues with people who were represented by a particular power sports agent. But you had Donnie Walsh. And I love Donnie Walsh. I thought Donnie Walsh was a good fit. Donnie Walsh knew what he was doing. Okay? But that's the way things went down. So you have that. And then here's another issue. The Charles Oakley issue. All right? Charles Oakley was not treated very well 3 years ago, man. He's a man that helped bring success to the New York Knicks in the late 80s and all in the early 90s, into the mid 90s. This man helped you win a ton of games. This man helped you get to a certain point of respectability. I know we didn't win a championship, but this man was part of the success you had. And this man comes into your arena, gets mistreated by a security agent, and then all of a sudden, he gets thrown out by the person who he thought had his back. Charles Oakley went on record one time and said that the whole situation within the Knicks is toxic. That was the word he used, toxic. You want to know what? I can be a fan, but I'm not blind. When you see a certain thing going on and it's starting from the top, I ain't mentioning the man's name yet. Maybe Rasheed will mention him, but I ain't mentioning his name, but we all know who he is. When you treat one of your best players like trash, oh yeah, how that Spec Lee situation go? One of your power fans? That didn't go too well either. Okay? And I'm going to say something also that I'm sure this man on the other side of town going to start smiling from cheek to cheek. Don't mean I'm jumping ship. But it also hurts when the other team in New York starts to do things in the right way. When they're ascending. When they're doing certain things little by little to build their team to certain level of success, to show stability, to show outside free agents that this is what we're doing. We've been doing this for a long time, and you're not changing coaches like you change your underwear. All right, everything, the management's been pretty much the same, and that attracts free agents. Okay, and I tell you something, they've been doing it right for a number of years. And then there's some stupid horror rumor out there. And I'm not going to take a truthful matter, but I'll take it because I've heard numerous players mention it. I heard even Kyrie, and I even heard Kevin Durant mention it. Like I said, I don't know how true this is, but when you start hearing things multiple times, you start to take a little listen to it. They said it was kind of hard to get to the Knicks facility in Westchester County. They said it was very inconvenient. Chris Dudley, who was part of the Nets, has said he thought about going over there, but it was hard for him to get there. It was a pain in the butt. Now, I don't think that is the real reason you're not going over there, but I'm certain there was some kind of a small probability that was part of the reason. But when you add all the things I've mentioned, man, you know, not to mention the Knicks have missed the playoffs the last 6 years, it's really hard to tell an actual free agent that this is the place to go. And in my personal opinion, if I was a free agent, even though I grew up from New York, and you can talk to Kemba Walker because he's from the Bronx, he had an opportunity to come back home. He went to Boston. His exact words were, it was more convenient for him. There's that word convenient again. First it was toxic, now it's convenience. All right? This is kind of where we see the Knicks right now. Now at the very end of it, they're building through the draft. They're going the old-fashioned way. They're going to build from the ground up because that's all you got left, ladies and gentlemen. You can't lure free agents anymore. Can't do it. Until you start to show that you're ascending, until you show that you got stability, consistency, that is when outside people start looking at the franchise saying, I might just want to give the Knicks a shot. But until then,
well, what about a culture? I mean, there's no culture there, and it starts from the top. And Barrett, you don't want to say this, but I'm gonna have to say it. Until James Dolan actually, sells the team, or maybe I don't know if he has any kids or anything like that, but just pass it down. I don't know, man. I don't know. Now, Kevin Durant, how did he look to you? Because now James Dolan said, well, he was kind of hesitant on giving him a max contract because the Achilles injury. So you're Kevin Durant's first look, and this is the whole title of this show today: the two that got away, because allegedly James Dolan or Jim Dolan, whatever, he was actually hesitant on giving them a max contract, and word of that got back to Kevin Durant, and what do you think about that?
Well, that's a decision he had to make. Personally, I wouldn't have made that particular comment known in public, but that's what he elected to do. When you have a catastrophic injury like KD had, it does leave a pause. It does leave you to think twice, is this man worth all the money? But in personal opinion, I think you have to go with the latter. I think you have to give it a shot, but that's a lot of money we're talking about. It's not like we give him $20, $30. You're talking about handing somebody a lot of money to go out there and say, listen, over the next 3 to 4 years, I can help you get to a championship, if not all winning. All right? If James Dolan felt in his heart of hearts that wasn't the right decision, then that's on him, and he's got to live with that. My personal opinion of it is KD is showing enough.
You as a Knicks fan, how do you actually live with that?
I'm not speaking as a fan. We're analysts right now. As a fan, off the record, in a sense, I just thought it was a bad decision, knowing that you need to bring stability to this franchise, notoriety to this franchise. So even if KD is a shell of himself, you bring him over here, and that was obviously going to bring excitement to the city, excitement to the fan base. That's what you was trying to do. When owners are trying to make sure they tell their fans they move in the right direction, you bring a KD in there. You bring a Kyrie in there. Hell, you even bring a Kemba Walker in if you could. But the bottom line is, this is what you have to do. So in that fairness, I don't think it was the right decision. But it is a catastrophic injury, and not many players have come back from that. Okay, Moses Malone and obviously Kobe Bryant have shown at least enough that they were able to fairly come back and do some decent stuff after the injury. Do I think KD can do it? Well, it sure looked like that night. But we can't justify everything on one night, now can we? We got to go about the whole.
I'm just looking at it. That was me coming off an Achilles injury. When I try to explode off that foot like that on his first dunk, I'm like,
Yeah, it looked good to start, bro. It looked good to start, but I caution everybody. Suave, they say in Spanish, man. Suave, Let's take it one game at a time, 1 week at a time. Let's see. And my guess is if the Nets are smart about it, Steve Nash and them, you will give his man load management like it's going out of style. That man missed 3 games, let him miss it, because right now the only teams in the Eastern Conference that Brooklyn needs to be concerned about, obviously, is Milwaukee. And I would love to say Miami, but the jury's out on Miami right now. They had a good run last year. We want to see if that run is
I
basically.
think there'll be some improvement. You'll have Duncan Robinson and these guys. They'll actually.
No. They got a good run. They snuck up on people, bro. Let's be honest. But let's just see if they are who they are.
No, they got talent, man. They have shooters. They have Jimmy Butler. There's a lot. There's a lot of talent on there. They have good.
There is talent on there, but if you tell me last year that people expected Miami to go all the way to the NBA Finals and go to Game 6 against LeBron and them, everybody would have sort of resounded no. But we'll leave it at that. I do think they're a talented ball club. I can't disagree with that, but I don't think that you was taking them as serious as you need to. But we'll see who they are this year. But I don't think Brooklyn has many teams in the conference to worry about. But, you can afford to do that with him and Kyrie. You got to hope Kyrie stay healthy. You got to hope Kyrie don't say anything stupid to kind of just mess up the team. And you got to hope that KD's injury or his past injury holds up well. I, for one, think if they handle the situation well, Brooklyn will make it throughout the season into the finals, and we'll see what happens from there. Right. But I just... that's how that went down, man. I just think it was a bad decision.
Before we wrap this up, man, are you a Brooklyn Nets fan? Now, I mean, you're saying this for yourself. Really disappointed, and this is an intervention over here, guys. And Barrick,
unsuccessful one, by the way.
Has James Dolan been loyal to you? No, he hasn't. Come on.
Taxes hasn't been loyal to me, brother. The president of the United States has been loyal to me, man. Shoot, what we gonna go about that, bro? I can hold on as far as I can hold on. But I do think the smartest thing that he could have done, James Dolan, was defer to basketball-minded people, which he has done. And the Knicks are showing promise that they are getting the right players. They're going out there looking at talent, and they're bringing the right people in there, both in head game and, of course, with talent. So we shall see over the next couple of years how that works out. But other than that, I can't tell you nothing else.
Man, are you a Brooklyn Nets fan?
No, I'm not.
Yes, so that's a no, man.
That's a no right now. That's a no. That's a no.
Guys, man, get in the comments, man. Talk to this man over here. And all you damn Knicks fans, man. You guys, I don't know, man. Take the emotions off your sleeves. Get to Brooklyn. Listen, man, we got the culture, the history of Brooklyn, man. There's a lot of history. Got Kevin Durant. We got a show over here, man. They start letting fans back in. Who knows?
Well, who knows, man? Who knows? There's gonna be fire over there on Atlantic Avenue, man. Ain't gonna be no fire 33rd and 7th for a good while, but we shall see.
All right, we'll wrap this up, and you guys definitely like the video, comment, subscribe it, share it. Sharing is absolute caring. When you share, the universe definitely shares back with you. I'm gonna try to get that coin so somebody steal it. So that's real talk right there, man. Definitely sharing.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
Peace.
All right, guys. Peace.